Space rocks that grow to massive proportions, showdowns between colossal arachnids, giant bugs staring menacingly into windows. Yep, we're doing this again. Backed by demand, and by demand I mean your relentless, beautiful comments, this is part 2 of our journey into the glorious, low-budget world of giant creature B-movies from the 50s and 60s, all narrated by my atrocious AI-sounding voice. What's worse than a regular scorpion? One the size of a bus with murder in its eyes and a stinger the length of a telephone pole. In the black scorpion, volcanic activity cracks open a deep underground cavern in Mexico, and out crawl ancient massive scorpions with no patience and zero chill. These creatures are fast, aggressive, and make a sound that feels one scream away from a panic attack. They jab, slash, trample, and they're animated in glorious stop motion by Willis H. O'Brien, the same wizard behind King Kong. There's a sequence in a cave that plays like a mini monster safari. Larvae, giant worms, and one really angry scorpion who decides it's time to go solo and head into town. The black scorpion is big, brutal, and one of the most fun creature features of the 50s. And it proves once and for all that desert bugs don't play. What happens when greedy humans kidnap a baby sea monster and sell it to a circus? You get Gorgo and a very, very angry mother. This British kaiju flick takes the Godzilla formula and adds a twist. The creature isn't the threat until we make it one. When deep-sea divers capture a scaly, dinosaur-like creature off the coast of Ireland, they think they have struck gold. So of course they ship it straight to London for a starring role in a sideshow. But what they didn't know is that baby Gorgo is only about 20 feet tall and mom is pushing 200. When Mama Gorgo arrives, she doesn't just tear through the city. She makes it clear this is not going to be one of those the humans win stories. Miniatures get wrecked, tanks get tossed, and the film delivers one of the best "you brought this on yourselves" moments in monster movie history. No fire breath, no superpowers, just pure parental rage. And honestly, fair enough. It came from Venus, and it is not in the mood. 20 million miles to Earth kicks off with a US space mission returning from Venus and crash landing off the coast of Italy, as one does. And in their wreckage, a small gelatinous egg containing a creature that grows faster than your Wi-Fi bill. Enter the Emir, a scaly, two-legged alien who starts off small, then quickly hits kaiju puberty and begins throwing hands with everything from zoo animals to entire buildings. Ray Harryhausen's stop-motion animation is the real star here. The Emir isn't just a monster, it's alive. It snarls, flinches, gets scared, gets angry, and somehow ends up being more sympathetic than most of the humans in the movie. But sympathy or not, you drop a space lizard in Rome and don't expect some columns to come down crashing, that's on you. 20 million miles to Earth is a tragic, thrilling, beautifully animated classic that proves if you bring something home from Venus, maybe don't let it hatch. It's cold, it's cranky, and it has way too many legs. In the Deadly Mantis, a volcanic eruption causes a chunk of the polar ice cap to crack open, which naturally releases a prehistoric mantis the size of a commercial airliner. What follows is a slow, creeping invasion as the creature makes its way south, casually knocking over radar dishes, toppling towers, and giving entomologists the worst day of their careers. Unlike some of its flashier cousins, this mantis doesn't shoot lasers or breathe fire. It just shows up, looks terrifying, and vibes menacingly. The effects are a mix of model work, rear projection, and a full-size mantis puppet that actually works better than you would think, especially when it looms over buildings or peers ominously into windows, like it's checking to see if the humans left the lights on. There's a great giant insect meets the military showdown at the end, because this was the 50s, and if your movie didn't end with flamethrowers and screaming, what were you even doing? If you've ever thought, what if Godzilla took a vacation in London and also had radioactive breath that poisoned everything it touched? Well, you're probably already a fan of the Giant Behemoth. This British-American co-production gives us a mutated sea monster awakened by, you guessed it, nuclear testing. But instead of just stomping buildings, this one comes with a bonus. It's radioactive to a point where just being near it is a death sentence. It's got all of the hallmarks: a slow, creeping buildup, scientists arguing about radiation levels, terrified fishermen, and finally, chaos in the streets of London. The effects, handled partly by stop-motion master Willis H. O'Brien, are charmingly old school. The behemoth lumbers through miniature cities, fries people with radiation, and looks like he's perpetually in a bad mood. And can we talk about the name? Behemoth isn't just accurate, it's biblical. This monster doesn't just destroy, it judges. It's moody, atmospheric, and a little slower than its American cousins, but the Giant Behemoth delivers where it counts. Massive monster destruction, fog-drenched city carnage, and a healthy dose of glowing doom. In Gamera vs. Gyaos, our favorite fire-breathing, jet-powered turtle returns. And this time, he's taking on a giant vampire pterosaur with a laser beam face. Gyaos isn't just another kaiju, he's vicious. He shoots a sonic beam that slices through planes, buildings, and cars like butter. He hates sunlight, and he can't get enough of some delicious human blood. Meanwhile, Gamera, the chaotic, good weirdo of the monster world, launches himself into the sky like a flaming pinwheel and immediately starts throwing punches. The battles are messy, creative, and absolutely unhinged. There's spinning, biting, dismembering, and a lot of yelling, from both monsters and humans. And because this is late 60s Gamera, we also get heartfelt moments with children, including a kid who seems totally unfazed by the fact that his best friend is a flying reptile tank. The miniature destruction is top tier. The colors are vibrant, and the whole thing feels like a fever dream fueled by model glue and sugar cereal. Gamera vs. Gyaos is pure kaiju chaos, and it absolutely rules. No claws, no teeth, no roar. Just rocks. Growing rocks. Falling over. Crushing everything. In the Monolith Monsters, a meteor crashes in the desert and leaves behind shards of jet black crystal. Sounds harmless, right? Until they start absorbing moisture, growing sky high, and collapsing like skyscraper-sized dominoes. Oh, and they turn people into stone. It's one of the most unique giant monster films of the era because the monster isn't alive, it's a reaction. You can't shoot it, you can't blow it up. All you can do is outrun it, very carefully. The special effects are surprisingly effective. The crashing monoliths feel heavy and massive, and the miniatures get wrecked with satisfying precision. And while it doesn't have the flashiest creature, the slow, creeping inevitability of the threat gives it a kind of existential dread that's actually pretty ahead of its time. If you've ever wanted a disaster movie where the villain is chemistry class gone rogue, the Monolith Monsters is for you. Local teens investigate a creepy cave and accidentally wake up a giant spider the size of a pickup truck. Earth versus the Spider, or just the Spider, depending on which VHS you rented, is your classic teens metal monster gets mad cautionary tale. And this spider, she's got attitude. The effects are classic 50s low-budget charm, a real tarantula composited into scenes, plus oversized legs and webs for close-ups. And you know what? It works. Especially when she starts crawling through a high school auditorium like she's looking for prom photos to destroy. There's singing and dancing from 35-year-old high school students, a dramatic "she's dead, oh wait, no she's not" moment, and plenty of good old-fashioned screaming from both the townspeople and the spider. As the town panics and scientists scramble for a solution, one thing becomes clear. When a spider has a cave lair and its own theme music, it's not going down easy. Earth vs. the Spider is creepy, campy, and exactly what you'd hope for in a movie with a title that sounds like the cover of a heavy metal album. You know how Frankenstein's monster is usually depicted as a shambling, misunderstood creation cobbled together in a gothic lab? Yeah, not this time. In Frankenstein Conquers the World, the monster's heart survives the bombing of Hiroshima, mutates from radiation, and grows into a giant loincloth-wearing kaiju who punches dinosaurs in the face. The movie starts with a very serious tone, scientific intrigue, military tension, Cold War energy, and then shifts hard into what if Frankenstein was 30 feet tall and threw hands like a pro wrestler? His opponent, a tunneling, floppy-eared, heat-ray-breathing lizard named Baragon, who looks like someone crossbred a puppy with a dragon and taught it how to cause earthquakes. The final fight is pure monster mayhem. Boulders fly, terrain crumbles, and it all ends with a jaw-dropping twist that makes you say, wait, what the f just happened? It's bizarre, it's bold, and it's everything we love about giant creature cinema cranked up to 11. It fell from space, it has no face, and is hungry. The Blob is one of the all-time greats of 1950s sci-fi horror, a movie that takes the classic alien invasion formula and replaces the flying saucer with an unstoppable glob of intergalactic jello. It starts small, just a little goo in a meteorite, until it latches onto a guy's hand and then keeps growing, and growing, and growing. The more it absorbs, the bigger it gets, slithering under doors, through air vents, and across dinner plates. And unlike other movie monsters, the Blob doesn't roar or stomp, it creeps. The movie has a young Steve McQueen trying to warn the town, while battling both the creature and a bunch of disbelieving adults. Because in the 50s, no one ever believed teenagers, even if they were covered in goo. One of the most iconic moments, when the Blob invades a packed movie theater, causing the kind of mass panic you usually only get from popcorn shortages. The Blob is colorful, creative, and surprisingly unsettling. A slow-moving nightmare that proves you don't need legs, claws, or fangs to be terrifying. You just need to keep spreading. From acid-dripping blobs to crystal towers of doom, the golden age of B-movies gave us creatures that stomped, crawled, oozed, and stuck in our brains forever. Thanks for joining me on another trip through radioactive nightmares and monster-sized mayhem. And if my voice still sounds like AI trained on bad movie trailers and cheesy one-liners, that's because it basically is. Or is it? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if I missed your favorite giant monster yet again, let me know in the comments, because a part 3 might be in the works.